Seated. Before we begin, I'm just going to tell you that I have just made the decision not to use this microphone. I am getting rid of it. I am putting it aside because all you are going to hear is wind if I turn it on. Luckily for you, I have operatic training. And so I am going to project my voice as loudly as I can. Can you hear me? Good. So, Jeff, Lori, it has often been said that the measure of a person's life is not by the number of breaths that one takes, but by the number of moments that take one's breath away. This is one of those moments. It takes our breath away because the two of you are standing here hand in hand with such love that we can see in your eyes for each other. That reflects the love that you feel deep within your hearts and your souls for each other. It takes our breath away because you have decided to commit yourselves to each other, surrounded by your family and your friends. It takes our breath away because when two beautiful human beings find one another and fall in love, something sacred, something magical takes place. At moments of joy and celebration within the Jewish tradition, we recite a blessing of thanksgiving, which thanks God for giving us life, for sustaining us, and for enabling us to reach a moment of joy. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu v'kiyebanu v'higionu lazman hazeh. Amen. You are standing under a chuppah, a wedding canopy, which represents the home that the two of you are going to build together. It is open on all sides, and that is not by accident. That is to serve as a reminder to the two of you that within the walls of your home, your hearts should always be open to each other. Your minds should be open to each other. The door of your home should be open to your family and your friends. But the openness of this structure reminds us of something else. And that is, as much as all of us would love to be able to isolate and insulate and protect ourselves from the winds that inevitably blow into our lives in the form of obstacles or challenges or disappointments, it's not always possible. There are going to be times, and we all pray that they're few, but there will be times when the two of you may feel buffeted by some strong winds that make you feel like you've lost your balance. I'm here to tell you that as long as the two of you stand as you are now, hand in hand, shoulder to shoulder, side by side, you will be able to weather any storm, and you will come through it stronger, both as individuals and as a couple. During the course of this ceremony, you are going to share from not 1 cup of wine, but 2 cups of wine. I want you to think of this first cup as representing your shared history together. All of the experiences that you have already had as a couple that has led you to this moment, from your first meeting to your first date, to your first kiss, to the first movie you ever saw together, everything that has led you to this moment. So Jeff, I'm going to ask you to lift this beautiful Kiddush cup, offer it to Lori, let her drink from it as much as she wants, and then you drink from it yourself. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. So guys, I'd like to talk to you for a moment and share with you some of my personal reflections about secrets to a happy and fulfilling marriage. They're things that I know you know, we all know them. But we, and I definitely include myself in that, we need to be reminded of these things from time to time. The two of you should never stop courting one another. Try to fall in love with each other over and over and over again. Admire each other, and don't forget to verbalize that admiration. Remember that it is never your job to change or fix one another. Always try to take full responsibility for your actions. Never blame one another. Always remember that the two of you are a team. Try to find time to be playful. Try not to take yourselves too seriously. Be truly present to one another. Remember that time is fleeting. Give each other some space when needed. Allow yourselves to be vulnerable with each other. Try not to obsess too much about money. Forgive each other quickly and completely. Remember that we are all human and we all make mistakes. And remember that the key to a successful marriage lies not so much in having found the right partner, but in being the right partner. As the two of you know, marriage is about making a commitment to grow together. It's about a willingness to continually invest in another human being. It's about building something that is beautiful, meaningful, sacred, and profound. When I met with you guys, I asked you if you would be willing to write a love letter to each other, focusing on why you want to spend the rest of your lives together. And I asked you to send me those letters and not show them to each other, so I have them here, and I'm going to read them now. and each of you is going to hear what the other has written for the first time. And as I read your letters, I was struck by how similar they were in tone and in content, which really says to me that you were both very much on the same page. And so, Jeff, this is what Lori wrote. These are her words. I truly think that I'm the luckiest girl in the world to be standing here this evening about to marry you. You are my best friend, my soulmate, and the half that makes me whole. The past 11 years have been the closest thing to perfect, and I wouldn't change a single moment or memory with you. From falling in love at the age of 16 to standing here today at 27, growing up with you has provided our relationship a solid foundation that I am confident will lay the ground for the rest of our lives. If we could survive a life without cell phones and parents driving us on dates, I'm pretty sure we can conquer the world. But on a serious note, if I have learned one thing about our relationship, it's that we can handle anything that life throws at us, including really strong winds at your wedding ceremony.
You write that? You write that.
Making it through the transition of high school to college, to living long distance in the real world, to moving in together, is confirmation that we could tackle any hardship, any challenges that come our way. Looking ahead, I have to turn the page. Looking ahead, there are so many things that I'm excited about. I can't wait to continue exploring the world with you and learning more about each other through these new experiences. I promise to always be your sidekick on every adventure. I wouldn't want anyone else to keep up with my overexcitement for new places or my serial speed walking. I can't wait to grow a family with you. I know in the future you are going to be the most amazing dad, and I can't wait to proudly watch you grow into that role. And that goes for our future children as well as our soon-to-be puppy edition. Most importantly, I can't wait to continue going through life with you and to grow old with you. You are my favorite person to laugh with and the first person I want to tell everything to. You are my confidant and my lifeline. And you always know how to bring my spirits up with either a drawn-out hug or a casual salsa dance in the living room. Jeff, I never thought it possible after all this time that my love for you would continue to grow. Somehow I always find a new reason to fall in love with you all over again. Committing to you for forever has been the single easiest decision I have ever had to make. And I can't wait to tell you how much I love you for the rest of my life. And now, Lori, this is what Jeff wrote. These are his words. Lore, you are the orange to my blue. the tonic to my vodka, the pesto to my pasta.
It's true.
All of
Now my
these
heart's
things
beating
are
fast.
great individually, but when formed together into one world, they take on a new plane of existence. When I started writing this,
True.
I looked back at all of the pictures and photos we had taken together since the beginning. And there were two things that stuck out. Number one, we are really, really ridiculously good looking.
Thank you.
Had to. I'll be here all night.
And number two, we have shared the most amazing moments together. Looking at those photos brought me back to the days in high school where I would walk you to class only to find myself sprinting to the other side of campus just to beat the bell. To the times where we spent date nights at your parents' house, and this is in quotes, playing ping pong. To the nights where you'd sneak me free drinks at Cantina Ladies Night. To the times I would make the 5-hour drive from Atlanta to Gainesville to see you. And to the adventures we embarked on in California and Europe. I don't tell you often enough, but I cherish every morning where I wake up and you are next to me, even when your creepy stuffed cat Stephanie makes her way into the bed.
It's true.
That is
All the
some
time.
creepy cat. I love it when I come home from work just to realize I get to cook dinner with you, especially when it results in you slurping up noodles. I love it when we take post-brunch naps together on the couch. I love it when we take long walks around Buckhead, even when our friends make fun of us for being old. And I especially love it when you laugh at something so hard that you start to cry. I love how you are with your family. I love how considerate you are. You do so many little things for me that only add to my already never-ending list of things that I love about you. Thank you for putting up with my corny dad jokes. Thank you for nagging me when my laundry sits in the dryer for extended periods of time. Thank you for watching diners, drive-ins, and dives with me. Even though Guy Fieri is a total tool.
It's true.
Thank you for calling me out when I spew senseless bullshit.
Happens a lot.
He wrote BS, but I said bullshit. Thank you so much for reminding me who I am when I sometimes forget. You are simply the best person I know. I have endless respect for you and the way that you carry yourself in the world. Thank you for being you, and thank you for loving me. I can't wait to travel the world together. I can't wait to be your future Valentine, your drinking buddy, and your husband. Whoa! I can't wait to spend the rest of my days with you. To quote a line from the movie Good Will Hunting, people call these things imperfections, but they're not. That's the good stuff. And then we get to choose who we let into our weird little worlds. Lori, you are my best friend. I love you. And so, now I'm going to ask you, Jeff, do you, Jeff, take Lori to be your wife, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish for the rest of your life? If so, please say, I do.
I do.
And do you, Lori, take Jeff to be your husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish for the rest of your life? If so, please say, I do.
I do.
We're about to have you exchange your rings and your vows, so I'd like to ask for the rings, please. Could you do me a favor and open the box? I'm afraid my pages are going to fly. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. You stick it in your pocket.
Yep.
So now, there is a custom that before the rings are placed on the ring finger, they are initially placed on the pointer finger of the left hand. There are a lot of explanations for this, some of them coming from superstition, but there's one that I find particularly lovely, and that was there was an ancient belief that the pointer finger had a direct artery to the heart. And so when the vow was spoken, it went right from the lips of the person saying it into the heart of his beloved. And so, Jeff, I'm going to hand you the ring that I'd like you to place on the pointer finger of Lori's left hand. I'm going to ask you to look into her eyes, and I'm going to ask you to repeat these words as loudly as you can so everybody can hear. Hare,
Hare,
at,
At,
mekudeshet,
Mekudeshet,
li,
Li,
bitaba'at,
Bitaba'at,
zo,
Zo,
kedat,
Kedat,
Moshe,
Moshe,
ve'Yisrael.
Ve'Israel.
With this ring,
With this ring,
be sanctified to me
be sanctified to me
as my wife,
as my wife,
according to the laws of Moses
according to the laws of Moses
and the faith of Israel.
and the faith of Israel.
Now I'd like you to take the ring from her pointer finger and place it on her ring finger.
It's stuck.
Lori, here is the ring you're going to
well.
place on Jeff's pointer finger of his left hand. Please do so. Look into his eyes and repeat these words. Hare,
Hare,
ata,
Ata,
mekudash,
Mekudash,
li,
Li,
bitaba'at,
Betaba'at,
zo,
Zo,
kedat,
Kedat,
Moshe,
Moshe,
ve'Yisrael.
Ve'Yisrael.
With this ring,
With this ring,
be sanctified to me
be sanctified to me. Alright.
as my husband,
As my husband,
according to the laws of Moses
according to the laws of Moses
and the faith of Israel.
and the faith of Israel.
The two of you have already shared from this cup of wine, and I asked you to think of it as looking back to your shared history, and it is a long and beautiful history. Now you're going to share from this cup again, but this time I want you to think of it as representing your future together, your bright and beautiful future, with all of the experiences, adventures, joy, and blessing that are yet to come. So Jeff, lift the cup once more, offer it to Lori, let her drink from it,
There you go.
and then drink from it yourself. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam,
No, more.
borei peri hagafen. I am now going to bless you as a couple with words that you yourselves selected. This is a beautiful blessing that doesn't come from Jewish tradition. It actually comes from Native American tradition. And the words are inspiring and meaningful. Now, the two of you will feel no rain for each of you will be shelter for the other. Now, you will feel no cold, for each of you will be warmth for the other. Although you are two people, there is only one life before you. Go now to your dwelling place to enter into the days of your life together. And may your days be good and long upon the earth. And let us all say together, Amen.
Amen.
Even at moments of joy and celebration, we are mindful that there are those from each of your families who are no longer with us in body, but most assuredly are with us in spirit because they live on within your hearts through the blessing of memory. And we invoke their memories now with love and reverence, as at this time we recall Gladys Schneer, Leo Schneer, Shirley Klaas, Ruth and Paul Warset, and Howard Warset. We take a moment in reflection. There are many explanations for why we break a glass at the end of a ceremony. The one that resonates the most with me is that the glass is a metaphor for the fragility of the human heart. Like the glass within this pouch, our hearts are fragile and they are easily broken. So Jeff and Lori, take care of one another. Treat each other gently and with great care and tenderness. Use your words and your actions to strengthen each other, support each other, protect each other, for you are holding each other's hearts in your hands. In just a moment, Jeff, I'm going to place this glass on the ground, and on the count of 3, I'm going to ask you to smash it, at which point I'm going to invite everybody to shout as loudly as you can, Mazel Tov, congratulations, to send this beautiful couple into the new chapter of their life with joy and celebration, and with the hope and prayer that their love for each other would last as long as it would take to restore all the shattered fragments of this glass to its original state.
Better not fuck this up.
Gotta move.
I know.
If you could hold that. I'm just gonna come between you, I promise. Just